It's happening. The MCU's first mutant, the debut of Namor, and then a new Black Panther. Here's why it's happening, and when. Well, if you remember, at the end of Black Panther, there was a post-credit scene where we saw a character sitting on a plane. We know now that was Mephisto, and that plane was going to Genosha, where the X-Men were located. But nothing came of it. No mutants showed up to help our heroes in Endgame or in... So what gives? Well, the reason this happened was because Disney wanted to introduce the Fantastic Four, all of the mutants into the MCU in their own movie and not just shoehorn them into an already established plot. Mutants are very important to the MCU because they will expand the world even further by introducing another source of superpowers. One that is uncontrollable and can be passed on. This means more characters, more stories, and most importantly, more and while diversity is something Wakanda has always stood for, the fact is other groups in the MCU don't represent people of color nearly enough, especially those with disabilities. Professor X, Storm, Nightcrawler, and others have all changed the lives of people by showing them that heroes come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Now, if you want to see mutants and the X-Men sooner, well, there's always the Fox movies. But if you're ready for mutants in the MCU, let me know in the comments below. Also, some of the most popular mutants are also Omega-level threats. Think about it. People with abilities like Jean Grey and Professor X can move continents and destroy planets. That's a little too much power for the MCU to handle. They're saving these characters until they can do them justice. Speaking of which, when will that be? Well, according to recent rumors, we'll be seeing the first mutants introduced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now this makes sense as it would be a good way to test out the waters, and also because the X-Men were created by Dr. Doom in the comics. Either way, mutants are coming to the MCU in their own movie, which will be produced by Kevin Feige, the king of the MCU himself. And judging by the success of WandaVision, it looks like Feige knows how to produce a great Disney Plus show as well. Now, while Namor and other mutants are set to join the MCU in the next few years, Marvel has been teasing us with hints of them for decades. Back in 1997, the Fantastic Four had a crossover with the X. Wolverine was searching for a cure for his adamantium skeleton, and during the search, he ended up in the Baxter Building. As the Fantastic Four were discussing Wolverine's condition, the Human Torch decided to play a prank on him by bringing him some chimichangas. Now, normally, chimichangas aren't a big deal, but for those who haven't read the comics, they're actually a huge deal. You see, in the comics, chimichangas are essentially a metaphor for Wolverine and Mexican culture. When Wolverine would get hungry, he would often ask someone nearby to pick him up a box of chimichangas. In fact, the only thing he likes more than chimichangas is killing people. Of course, the only problem here is that Wolverine isn't Mexican, so it wasn't really appropriate for the Human Torch to bring him food without asking first. Not to mention that if anyone else did that to him, he would literally kill them. Luckily for Human Torch, he's made of fire, so he's immune to Wolverine's adamantium claws. Still though, he got pretty scared and tried to make amends by offering to buy Logan anything he wanted. To everyone's surprise, Wolverine actually said no. He told the team he did not want any food or drinks and that he just needed to take a nap. Then, right in front of them, he fell asleep. And when he woke up, he was completely human again. Of course, this left everyone wondering where his powers went, but it turns out they didn't go anywhere. They was simply dormant. When Marvel announced that they were making a second Black Panther movie, rumors started swirling about who could possibly replace Chadwick Boseman. Fans speculated that it would either be his brother or maybe even a female character like Anika or Okoye. However, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige recently confirmed that none of those rumors were true. Instead, the new Black Panther will be none other than Namor, aka the... Now, if you're a fan of the comics, you probably already know that Namor is actually a mutant, but Marvel Studios hasn't confirmed that yet. In fact, they have UN confirmed anything about Namor, except for the fact that he LLB played by actor Tanaka. What we do know about Namor comes from the comics, where he's known for being one of the most powerful anti-heroes ever. Namor has super strength, speed, durability, stamina, agility, and reflexes, plus the ability to breathe underwater and communicate with sea life. He's also an expert tactician and martial artist. If you've seen the trailers for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, you probably know that they're showing Namor with a tail. This is likely because Marvel wants to make him more appealing to younger audiences. After all, they've done the same thing with the Eternals and Shang-Chi. Now, while Namor might seem like a strange choice for Black Panther, it actually makes sense when you consider that Wakanda is a nation of proud, independent warriors. Namor shares these traits and would be a great addition to the MCU. Plus, he's already been teased in the comics. Before, during the Civil War storyline, Namor sided with Iron Man, which led to a confrontation with Black Panther. The two fought to a standstill, but eventually decided to call a truce after realizing they had more in common than they did apart. While Namor might be able to hold his own against Black Panther, he won't be able to stop the Panther habit. The new Black Panther costume has already been revealed and it looks awesome. Now, if you're a fan of the comics, you probably know that there are many different versions of the Black Panther costume, but this one seems to be based on the one worn by Nakia in the comics. Unlike T'Challa's version, which is mostly black and green, Nakia's suit is primarily white and blue. It also has a more aerodynamic look to it and includes a cape. Overall, it's a very sleek design that I think would look great on screen. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't talked about the release date yet. Well, that's because it was recently pushed back from May 6th, 2022 to July 8th, 2022. Now, this isn't a huge delay, but it's definitely long enough for Marvel to work out any kinks in the plot or casting. Plus, it gives us more time to speculate about who will direct the film. Right now, there are rumors that it could be Ryan Coogler, the director of the first Black Panther movie. However, nothing has been confirmed yet. Well, there you have it. Everything we know so far about Black Panther. Wakanda Forever? Are you excited for the new movie? Or would you rather see Namor in the MCU sooner? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching.